Hi guys, got a bass here for you, and it is an ESP E-II GB-5. There it is, E-II GB-5. This one runs in at about, I'd say, upwards of 10 pounds, but you get a nice wide strap, change the tuners like I did, perfectly comfortable. Of course, you got to play it for yourself to see. I think it plays great. And what we got on this very bass here is an ash body, maple neck, flat song one piece. Same with the fretboard. Got these really nice black block inlays, and at the 12th fret, if you can see it there, it's an ESP inlay right there. Not sure if you can see it, but really sweet. Got some nice black binding there. A bone nut at the top there. Of course, you got a string retainer there, string tree. Like I said, I changed the tuners just to save weight, reduce neck dive, and 3-ply pick guard here. And the whole design, it was definitely influenced by the Thunderbird. There's no doubt about that. Firebird, reverse Thunderbird, call it what you want. Dunlop strap locks, I changed them from the stock Schaller. Hip shot, A-style bridge. I think stock it's 18 millimeter. You could squeeze it down to 17.5 or maybe 17 like I have. It's up to you. You might be able to go up to maybe 19. I'm not sure. You can experiment. And hardware-wise, I think that's about it. Oh, on the back, of course, if you really want to get nerdy about it, this really snazzy 5-bolt neck attachment with this brushed, I don't know if it's aluminum or steel look. It has the ESP logo on it. It says ESP Custom Lab on it. Pretty neat. You can go string through body if you want. Right here. This is, at least to me, it seems like an ESP exclusive, this battery box. All metal construction, not plastic, way more durable. And kind of cool, you just press this, flips open, there's your battery. Takes a little getting used to changing the battery because it's in there fairly snug, and there's a clip that you got to attach it to, but it's not that big of a deal. And like I said, it's built solid like the rest of the base, so it's pretty nice. And then it clicks back, you're good to go. Barrel or football style jack. Now, as far as electronics go, pickups and everything, you've got 3-band. This is all Seymour Duncan too. I forget the model of the preamp, but it's a 3-band, and you've got volume, blend, mid-range, and then a concentric bass and treble. And that all powers these two, again, Seymour Duncan SSB 5 pickups, which sound kind of like middle of the road to me. It's probably the preamp that makes the bass sound bright like it is, but they feel, maybe they're on the brighter side, I don't know. You gotta judge it for yourself. This sounds like a rock bass to me. You can tame it though, and the controls aren't anything crazy extreme, but they're effective. And what's neat, this here, push-pull, when you pull it up, it's not active-passive, this is all active. When you pull this volume knob up, it's Seymour Duncan's proprietary slap switch. And as you can guess, that's for creating an instant slap smile EQ, cutting the mid-range down and boosting the bass and treble, so you get that nice slap and pop sound. Something either like a Louis Johnson style slap sound or a really polished modern Marcus Miller type slap. Whatever you like. I prefer the latter. And it's really versatile with the slap switch, just that, because inside the control cavity, I don't, of course, have the cover off, but inside there are 2 trim pots, no gain trim pot, but there are two trim pots for the slap switch. One is to set the frequency, or just the style of slap that you want, the tone, and the other one is how much of that boost do you want when you set the slap tone. So you've basically got frequency and a level, kind of like on a mid-range, frequency and level, and usually stacked or whatever, or separate controls. You can set the frequency, what kind of mid-range do you want, what you want for the level. Same with the slap switch, kind of the same thing. Took a little while for me to figure it out, but you'll get the hang of it. It's not a big deal. Of course, like I said, mid-range and then bass and treble. And you'll see they're nothing crazy, but they're definitely effective. And last but certainly not least, which it was the convincing feature factor that convinced me to buy this bass right here at the end of the neck. If you can see, there it is, right there. That little beautiful thing right there. That is, of course, where you adjust your truss rod for the neck, kind of like Ernie Ball, Music Man does, and a few other companies. I think they should all do it because you can literally adjust your neck in seconds at pitch. Don't have to change anything. You just put something in one of those holes, turn it whatever way you want. If you want more relief, less relief, a matter of seconds, it's done. I've done that before, literally before going on stage, noticing my neck was a little out of whack, turned it, done, good to go. You can do it when the drummer's doing a solo. You can do it in between songs. It's nice. No truss rod covers to remove, no getting up here in little spaces at the headstock and having to loosen strings and all that stuff. A few seconds, done. I love it. Very real world gig worthy feature there. And by the way, the finish on the back of this neck is one of the best satin finishes I've ever felt, and I've had a couple of other E-II basses and they were the same. It's so smooth, and it really doesn't get tacky when you sweat. And about the only other company that I can think of that has a satin finish this good is also another Japanese company, and that's Bacchus. They do a great job too. And they might, work together similarly, I'm not sure, but this one feels absolutely great. Okay, so tone-wise, everything's flat. The slap switch, of course, is not engaged. I'll show you that in a bit. Some fret buzz because I like to have really, really low action. To basically show you, it's pretty darn low. And I like to have my pickups like right to the strings, kind of like having a ramp there. And it's basically not having to fight your bass, if you can do it. If you can set it up that way. And by the way, the frets on here I think are extra jumbos, I'm pretty sure. But all in all, a very playable bass. I've played this out 2 weekends now, total of 4 shows, and it just cranks. It's definitely a rock bass, or more of a rock bass tone, as you can see, but you can mellow it out if you want. Again, everything flat. Nice clear piano ringing sustain. I dig it. That B string sounds great. course, you can tell it's a brighter by nature bass. Naughty by nature, brighter by nature. We will show you the pickups now, the pickup bridge pot, or blend pot, excuse me. The J pickup. There's that. Yeah, something like that. I'm not trying to be the best player, I'm just giving you guys a tone demo. So, there's the J pickup, and it's kind of quick when you go away from center detent. But the change is still there all the way to the end, it just gets more subtle. You can fiddle with it however you want. I like to have it from my cover band right in the middle, a nice sit in the middle band mix with the rest of the guys. As far as the neck pickup goes, yeah, nice neck pickup tone there. And I can of course play over the neck pickup. It's going to be a little bit looser sounding. Now you could add some mid-range if you want. Have a little bit more punch there, or something like that. There it is. Haven't played that song in a long time, even as much as it's played on the radio. So you can definitely get a very rubbery, grindy, nasty type E-bass tone, and it gets better if you do this with your hands. We'll go back to the 50-50 pickup split. And because I like to determine the voice of a bass through the mid-range, as a lot of people do, we'll check that out first. I like to fine-tune with the bass and treble controls. Like I said, start with the mid-range first. Going from flat, up. Crazy, like I was telling you. That's flat. That's maximum. Now granted, you can make that more pronounced if you favor one or the other pickup, especially if you go with more the J pickup. Kind of nasty there. And there's that sustain on the B. That's pretty decent. Let's try that one more time. But this time in the center to 10. Alright? With the mid-range all the way up. It's nice. It sounded great at the gigs I've played so far with it. So we'll back the mid-range off to flat again. And then here is the bass, the lower part of the concentric stack here. Right here. Here it's getting a little bit thicker. That's maximum. Again, nothing crazy, but it definitely helps the sound, you know? Really nice and, I don't want to say boomy, but really thick, really full. It can really shake a stage, but nothing obnoxious. That's the nice thing. And of course, if you go more towards the neck pickup, do much palm muting, but it is fun from time to time, especially with, you know, you could do with hip hop, dub, reggae, whatever. And it's got a really nice punch you in the chest feel right there, as you could hear. We'll back off on the bass. Treble might be the most in your face out of the three bands, but it's nothing goofy. Unless you consider that this bass is bright by nature. So we'll see what it sounds like from flat going up. That's too much for me. I would never go up that high. Definitely makes you clean up your technique more, that's for darn sure. Again, I would never go that high, but there's that extra definition if you want it. It's on tap. So in that sense, better to have more than not enough, you know. We'll back that down to flat. Everything is flat again here. Let's see, I've showed you the basic finger style sounds with both pickups, shown you what the three bands can do. Guess we could talk about the slap switch now. Just from a basic everything flat perspective again. Right? Make sure everything's flat here. Yep. Engage the slap switch to the way I have it dialed in. You can notice right there, it's boomier from the bass, but there's not as much mid-range definition. With the slap switch off, with the slap switch on. we have enough going on as is, and I don't do much of it, but it's enough to give you an idea. And again, let's demo it without the slap switch on. Slap switch on. You get the picture. Now, of course, from what I'm hearing, or maybe you're thinking, you should maybe boost that a bit so it has more impact. I think I might do that, and it just takes a little tweak of one of the trim pots on the inside of the cavity. I don't play much with a pick, but I can't remember the last time I played with a pick. But if it calls for it, great. Since I've played with the pick, I'll tell you what. Thickness from the bass. Certainly don't need to add any treble. I mean, we can. Since playing with the pick, as you can tell. But plenty of cut, especially with a pick. I don't think there's really that much more to show you, except, okay, great, my favorite setting. Let's see here, 50-50 pickup split again. I like to go after kind of like a Spectre tone. This bass can come close, of course. No bass can actually do the exact Spectre tone. And again, it's more exact if you use your hands like this. So mid-range from flat. Close, yeah or nay, it's up to you. I like it, I think it sounds good. Nice crisp tone, and it really projects well on stage. So, with telling you about the woods, by the way, I'm playing Elixir nickels. The woods, the hardware, the pickups, the electronics, the slap switch and all that stuff, all the stuff in the back, I think that pretty much describes it all. If I'm missing anything, feel free to contact me at LOWBHZ, low BHZ, hertz of the low B string. Yeah, I'm a 5-string nerd. lowbhz@gmail.com. And you can find me at Benjamin, BENJAMMIN 005 on Facebook. I think that's about it. Other than that, I think later on I might have some song play along so you can see how this fits into different style songs, which can give you the best idea. Otherwise, catch you later. Have a good night.